Working on the headline for the Post for later. How's about this? Mudbugs GM key player in pageant grab. How's that sound?
I like that.
101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Mudbugs general manager Scott Muscat is here. Fair to say, a key seller in the fact that we landed Miss USA, Miss Teen USA. You started to say a couple of seconds ago, because you gave everybody a tour of the building, all the officials and everything like that a while back. And off the radio a second ago, and I said, and I stopped you, because you had started to say what I was trying to say at my talk the other day. I hope I did. Did you lose your train of thought, or do you still have that?
No. I first of all, I am as a now Louisiana
guy.
Home is my home is Louisiana now. I want to say, like, I am pumped that we have Lauren Vizza as our representative.
Oh, no doubt.
Because this young lady is so dynamic and so well spoken and so passionate. And I listen to her and I see her present herself and I think, man, confidence is such a beautiful gift.
Oh.
But it's a gift that you have to work at one choice at a time.
Sure.
I knew Lauren when she was a rock solid goer, right?
A youngster,
and little braces all in her mouth, and
right.
But just a great kid. But to see her grow, I wonder what would have happened if Lauren's parents would have said, "You know what, Lauren, forget it. You're ugly. You're terrible at sports. You can't speak. Just keep your mouth shut and sit in the corner and just accept the fact that you are going to amount to nothing.
Your life's going to suck, yeah.
Because that's it. That's you just might as well accept it. You aren't going to make it. What would have happened? Because, folks, that's what we do to ourselves as a city.
Let me ask you this, Scott. The cities and the parishes are chipping in. It looks to be like $300,000 to get the pageants here. Yeah. Is there also a cost to the Mudbugs? I mean, you said you're going to make some improvements. I mean, have y'all put pen to paper to see how much you guys are going to be chipping in?
Well, I'm sure there is going to be some cost to the improvements, right? And I also think that in the end, we pump $3 million into a building that we don't own. Because we believe that the city of Shreveport is the right city for us to do business in. Now our $3 million investment is already showing us this was a smart investment. We did the right thing. The work, the blood, the tears, it was all worth it, because something as prestigious as the Miss USA pageant comes in and says, you are perfect for what we are trying to do.
You said just a couple of seconds ago, that was what I was going to get to come back from the break.
Sure.
You said this is Shreveport, this community, and Miss USA is the perfect fit. In wrapping up, tell us why.
Because the folks who know most about the pageant said that it is. And the folks who know most about Shreveport say that it is.
And that's an important point, pardon me, that Stacy made yesterday. The initial overture was made by the Miss USA management team, the president of the whole deal, because they had such a great experience here a few years ago.
Yeah, it's
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
And you know what the best part? They came in and said, this building looks better now than it did in 1997.
Wow.
Right? Which is, again, we have such a great platform here, and I just want us to almost giggle at the Boo Birds, because they're really not worth listening to, and jump into this opportunity to grow a dream. Because having this in our town is critical to all of us saying, hey, this involves me. This isn't somebody else doing this. This is me doing this.
Are you on the clock? Pardon me. Are you on the clock? Can you stay one more segment with us?
Sure, absolutely.
Because I got a lot of texts about you.
101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Traffic update coming up right now. Then Erin has local news.
Still keeping an eye right now on some backed up traffic on I-220 westbound between Swan Lake Spur and Shed Road due to a major accident. And we have another minor accident on Portland Avenue and Greenwood Road. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sunny today, comfortable with a high of 71. Clear with a low of 45 tonight, then mostly sunny, high 75 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Austin authorities say the suspect they believe responsible for terrorizing residents over the past 3 weeks with a series of bombs left in packages is dead. According to police, the suspect killed himself inside his car by detonating an explosive device. Austin Police Chief Brian Manley releases just a few details about the suspect.
The individual involved in this incident was a 24-year-old white male, and we're not going to give out any information regarding his residence.
But authorities are worried there still may be other packages out there. A change for the Democrats in Baton Rouge. Minden Rep. Gene Reynolds is out as the House Democratic Caucus chair. Reynolds says it was his decision to step aside. We asked him where he stands on the debate over state spending.
I look towards solutions, and if we need to cut here or there, that's fine. If we need to keep a portion of that penny to make ends meet, that's fine. You know, I'm really for a constitutional convention and I think that's the only way we're going to be able to solve the problem.
Marksville Representative Robert Johnson taking over the post. Could Diamond Jack's Casino in Bossier be moving? Senate committees passed a bill to give Tangipahoa residents an opportunity to vote on allowing a casino along the Tangipahoa River. The parish council member, Louis Joseph, says if approved, the casino would help the parish fund its education system.
They haven't received a pay raise in about 10 years, and hopefully, if we can get this resort in Tangipahoa Parish, it could be a vehicle to give our teachers a little bit more money to spend.
The proposal now headed to the Senate floor. 4 people named as finalists to be Louisiana's next higher ed commissioner. The Board of Regents, announcing the contenders, intends to name the new commissioner at its April 18th meeting. Fishing tournament killing fish on Cross Lake. KSLA reports the tournament led to the death of dozens of bass fish on the lake. The TV station says they saw at least 50 dead fish pulled from the lake by city workers. New sheriff to get sworn in. Matt Parker with that.
Following the retirement of Sheriff Rodney Arbuckle, new DeSoto Parish Sheriff Jason Richardson will be publicly sworn into office tomorrow. The public swearing-in ceremony will take place at 8:30 a.m. in the DeSoto Parish Courthouse. Prior to the promotion, Richardson served as Chief Criminal Deputy in DeSoto. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
School shootings continue to divide our country on the gun control debate. We're also talking about arming teachers. That's something Caddo Superintendent Dr. Lamar Gorey tells us he's not in favor of.
We fully support, increasing security on our campus, even if that's, armed security on our campus if that's what's necessary. But we do not support arming teachers.
Disgraced Shreveport banker busted for fraud. John McConnell arrested, charged for allegedly running a state income tax scam. According to police, the disgraced banker created fake state income tax forms and W-2s to swindle the state out of $170,000. Now, this is not his first run-in with the law. He's been in and out of prison since getting busted for embezzlement back in 2004. A bill to increase the penalty for hazing by bumping up fines and jail time goes before the House Criminal Justice Committee today. 3 students responsible for the suspected hazing death of LSU student Maxwell Groover were indicted last week, and the maximum penalty they face is a $100 fine and up to 30 days in jail. Lafayette Representative Nancy Landry says it's just not enough.
It's just a slap on the wrist, really, and I think that by increasing the penalties, we'll send a message to people who engage in this kind of activity that this is a crime.
A 4th person was indicted on negligent homicide. The heads of Homeland Security for both the Trump and Obama administrations will testify before senators today on efforts to secure state election systems. Spring is here, so is the pollen. Allergy specialist Dr. Sammy Bana telling KEEL News you should step up your housekeeping over the next several weeks.
Twice a week vacuuming, reduce the cluttering around, particularly stuffed animals and the things that collect house dust mites.
Dr. Bana says the pollen season has started early and it's beginning at a severe level for many people who are prone to having health problems related to pollen. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
.101.7 FM, 710 KEEL traffic update. Ruben's here.
Starting to see some traffic delays on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport, and we're still keeping an eye on that major accident on I-220 westbound between Swan Lake Spur and Shed Road. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sunny today, comfortable with a high of 71. Clear with a low of 45 tonight, then mostly sunny, high 75 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
741, it's 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin, General Manager, Mudbugs Hockey GM Scott Muscat is here.
Got some text for Scott.
And we've been talking about you being integral in the city getting the Miss USA and Miss Teen USA pageants coming up. The Miss USA is what, May 21st?
21st, yeah.
21st?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got text for Scott on the Shreveport Security Systems text line. Thank you, Scott, for being our #1 cheerleader. We are blessed to have you here. And then this one, Scott. You ready?
Sure.
I'll hit you with it. Scott for mayor.
Yeah.
You do sound like, I mean, you could lead this city. You could tell these whiners to go jump in the Red River and swim to Natchitoches.
Well, I do want to say I appreciate being included in helping to bring it here. I don't know if I was I know that I wasn't a front runner. It was just a matter of connecting with those folks, and yeah, I do believe that you have to love where you are, and you have to be able to, if you want other people to love it, you've got to love it, and I think that part of the battle here is to make sure that we are telling people that we have a great community here, and that there's a lot of upside to coming to Shreveport to do something like the Miss USA pageant and the Miss Teen USA pageant. Those are two fantastic events, and this is a fantastic place to have them.
Ticketing for the event, they're not ready yet with that, but Stacy said there's going to be like 5 events. I know you want to encourage people. Buy tickets, go out to these events, meet these girls, meet the organizers, and support this.
Yeah, you really, and not even just because we want you to buy tickets to come to this thing to support the city of Shreveport. These young ladies are great ambassadors of all kinds of different causes, and I think that there's just so much to learn from listening to someone. I hate to do this, but I never know how to talk without telling about a story. Curtis Lofton one time asked me to go out to a hunting thing out at his church. There was a guy going out there to talk about hunting. Well, I'm here to tell you, I am not interested in hunting. I love people who hunt can come and tell me stories, and I'll listen to them.
You bet.
Anyway, I went out to Curtis's church to listen to a guy talk about hunting and God. Right. And I'm thinking, what a combination this is. Right. And I'm also thinking, this is really not up my alley. God, I'll listen to anybody talk about God. But by the time I was done, I ended up staying for the entire event just because the man who was talking about it was very passionate about it. And by the time I was done, I was thinking, yeah, I believe you, man. I'm still not a hunter, but I believe you and I enjoy it. And to me, that's where we kind of want to jump on that boat. We kind of, before we can get other people excited about our city, we need to get excited about our city.
You've been an interesting point this past weekend at the Mudbugs game. There were all like your Champions Weekend and a whole bunch of former players, and you made the point that a number of them have, in fact, the majority of the guys you had are still here. They have jobs here, they work here, they're raising families here, etc. You obviously are not a Shreveport guy by birth, and yet you are, as I say, now certainly one of the biggest, most positive voices for all of us in Shreveport-Bossier. Do you think it's to a great degree that the people who are the most negative about here are the ones who are from here?
It's possible that they are, and when you hear that kind of thing, you almost want to say to them, okay, so what's the real problem? So because in the end,
is your medication off? That's what I want to ask them.
I was a little shocked, actually, when the announcement got released. I was a little shocked, but then it almost, like I said to you, it almost is comical, because you're not really mad because we're getting the Miss USA pageant, are you? Like, you're not really mad about that. Yeah. But it's the same thing. In the end, the choices that you make you. And if you choose to be negative, don't wake up tomorrow wondering why you're angry. You're angry because that's how you went to bed. You're angry because that's how you choose to see things. And if you look at this event and say it's anything short of a phenomenal opportunity for the cities of Shreveport and Bossier to show basically the world. This is being broadcast across 40 countries, right? So we can sit back and waste all of this time leading up to this event whining about why we're the wrong place, or we come together right now and we do everything we can to make sure that everybody in the world sees this is the right place.
Yes.
And we have a fantastic partner in the Miss USA pageant. Like, if anybody is going to do what they can do to make us look as good as we can do, it's going to be them, but we have to do our part.
Are our chances of getting them to come back next year? I mean, we did 2 years in a row before.
Yeah.
We got a shot at maybe another year?
I don't know the answer to that, but I know this. No one in their right mind is going to do something different if they find tremendous success the year before, right? So that's where the ball lay. It's in our court. It's up to us to make sure that when they sit down and say, where are we going next year with this thing, that the first thing they say is, why would we go anyplace else? Shreveport was awesome.
What can little old Erin McCarty do to make sure they come back next year?
I think what we all do is we just rally behind this thing and we make sure that the spin that we put on this is, hey, yes, let's do it. Let's make sure we're cleaning up the area leading in. Let's make sure that everything that you can do, if it means that as you walk into the Mudbugs game, you see a pop can sitting there, pick it up. I'm going to. I'm going to. And if you don't believe that, you weren't at Pooch's on the pond when I was out there shoveling up dog crap off the ice, right?
Shoveling up the poop. Yeah.
We all just have to be prepared to do what we can to make sure this event is an absolute home run, and it will be. I really believe it will be.
I'm so excited. So good to have you in studio.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Come back
Mudbugs hockey
anytime.
Mudbugs hockey this weekend, by the way. 2 more games, Friday and Saturday, 7-11. Who's in town this weekend? Oh, no, Odessa was
Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mike Fisher, right? You know, he came to speak.
Yeah, from
to us.
Nashville.
Yeah. So he's back playing again. He came to Shreveport, got the bug, and got back in the NHL. Got all excited being in Shreveport again, right? These aren't things we beat our chests about, and we should.
You bet.
You know? So Fish is back playing. He sent us 200 Catchin' Deers is the name of his other company that he has.
Oh, cool.
And so he sent us 200 hats to hand away for Sportsman's Paradise this weekend.
We really need to beat our chests more and climb for the bananas.
I agreed. That
Thank
needs
you,
to be the
Scott.
call. Climb for the bananas. Thanks, guys.
1017 FM, 710 Keel, 749. Here's traffic. Here's Ruben.
Still keeping an eye right now on some backed up traffic on I-220 westbound between Swan Lake Spur and Shed Road due to a major accident. And we have another minor accident on Portland Avenue and Greenwood Road. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sunny today, comfortable with a high of 71. Clear with a low of 45 tonight, then mostly sunny, high 75 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
The place for breaking news and trending talk is 1017 FM and 710 Keel. KeelNews.com.
It is 7:52. Time for KEEL Sports. Here's Tim.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Louisiana Tech's Chris Clayton clubbed a 3-run home run in the top of the 8th inning to send the Bulldogs to a 6-3 win over Northwestern State at Brown Stroud Field in Natchitoches Tuesday night. The Demons jumped out to a 3-zip lead through 4 innings before Tech started chipping away. Clayton started the comeback with a single and scored in the 5th. Mason Mallard blasted a solo homer in the 6th, and Dalton Skelton knotted the game in the 7th with an RBI triple in that decisive 8th. A walk and fielder's choice set the table for Clayton's game-winning shot. LSU's 6'7" freshman Nick Storrs makes his collegiate debut tonight on the Hill when the Tigers host Tulane at Alex Box Stadium. The long-awaited debut of the big man from Brooklyn will happen tomorrow, Paul Maneri said. We're excited about that. Everything has gone well. It's time. It's just time. Storrs had surgery to remove a bone spur in his throwing shoulder in September and has been working his way toward tonight's debut since. He's not expected to pitch more than an inning or two. The Pelicans rode a 37-point effort from Anthony Davis and a 19.14 assist outing from Rajon Rondo to knock off Dallas 115-105. The win pushed New Orleans within a game of fourth-place Oklahoma City in the Wild and Woolly Western Conference playoff race. With 11 games remaining on their schedule, the Pelicans are perched a game in front of 8th-place Utah and just 3 games back of 3rd-place Portland. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sunny today, comfortable with a high of 71. Clear with a low of 45 tonight, then mostly sunny, high 75 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
$7:56, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Robert and Erin, 8 o'clock hour. Rats. So Representative Seabaugh tied up this morning.
Yeah.
I really wanted his thoughts more than anybody else's on the Constitutional Convention.
We'll connect with him.
Not that there's going to be one, but just the fact that in our chat yesterday with Moon Griffon, who was in town yesterday, and that he and fellow conservative Stephen Weigesback are so at odds about what the results of a constitutional convention, if one were to be held, what those results would be. Mm-hmm. Moon says, no, it's not worth rolling the dice. He says it's not worth the risk of.
They can do too much damage.
Of making. But who is the they? that would be involved.
State lawmakers.
And that not necessarily, which was Wag's point, and we will discuss that just after 8 o'clock. 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Here's Sean Hannity.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
All right, so last week, Jeff Sessions, he fired the former FBI Deputy Director, Andrew McCabe. Why? For leaking stories to the media and for lying multiple times under oath. Unsurprisingly, these disturbing revelations doesn't stop Democrats from rushing to the aid of this disgraced government official. Anyway, after speculation mounted that McCabe might not be able to receive his pension, Democratic Congressmen Seth Moulton and Jamie Raskin and Luis Gutierrez, they all offered jobs to the former FBI official. Congressman Raskin goes so far as to say McCabe was perfect for the job of the special senior staff attorney to help him on the House Judiciary Committee dealing with threats to the U.S. Constitution. Now, what more can we expect from the party that nominated crooked, you mean wipe it with a cloth? Hillary Clinton. McCabe fits right in.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. Choosing the right mortgage lender means choosing much more than just a rate. Only Quicken Loans has earned 12
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sunny today, comfortable with a high of 71. Clear with a low of 45 tonight, then mostly sunny, high 75 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire.
So why would you go anywhere else to get your mortgage? Go to America's #1 online lender. If working with America's #1 online lender matters to you, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com for the best mortgage experience on earth. That's 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Starting to see some traffic delays on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport, and we're still keeping an eye on that major accident on I-220 westbound between Swan Lake Spur and Shed Road. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Comfortable today with sunshine and a high of 71. Clear with a low of 45 tonight. Mostly sunny, high 75 tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
3 past 8 o'clock. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Erin, local stuff is up next.
Could the Diamond Jacks Casino in Bossier be moving? We'll talk more about that. A lot of talk about guns in schools. That's coming up, too. And we are chipping in some pretty big bucks to bring the Miss USA pageant to town.
What does Tom Gresham say? Way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of happened yesterday, didn't it?
You bet.
Matt, what you said a couple of seconds ago about the NBA, hold that thought. Temper it by, I don't know, by 80%. We'll get back to you.
Leave the curse words out.
I got it. And put the knife down. And I want to talk more about the possibility of Diamond Jacks moving. Is the soundbite from the guy in this coming newscast?
Yes, it is.
We will parse that just a bit. Fletcher and sports, traffic, and weather this hour coming up here on Keel.
The power of information. Keel News now.
Could Diamond Jacks Casino be sailing south? Senate committees passed a bill to give Tangipahoa residents an opportunity to vote on the plan. If the voters there okay it, the Bossier boat could be moving. Tangipahoa Parish President Robbie Miller says this should be up to the people in his community.
Everyone's attitude and plea, I guess, would be to let the citizens have a chance to decide.
The proposal now headed to the Senate floor. Still a lot of talk about keeping our children safe in schools. I asked Caddo Superintendent Dr. Lamar Gorey about arming teachers.
There's been an overwhelming outpour from my teachers around this conversation that they don't want to be trained to carry guns, but they want to be trained to deliver instruction. So that's what we support. Now, we're more than happy to work with any law enforcement on ways that we can increase the presence of officers and armed officers on our campuses. We would love to have that conversation.
Dr. Gorey says a mass shooting can happen in any workplace, and you can never be prepared for every situation. Shreveport-Bossier will play host to this year's Miss USA and Miss Teen USA pageants. Stacey Brown with the Convention Bureau telling us the impact will be huge.
So this time they're coming for both Miss USA and Miss Teen USA. So we can expect that spend to be probably $4.5 to $5 million directly from the pageant.
Now, our area is chipping in $300,000 to get the events to town. The Bossier Council passed the first reading of an ordinance to pick up $50,000 of that tab. Bossier Parish, Shreveport, Caddo Parish, and the Tourism Bureau will also toss in a share of the cash. The Miss USA pageant to be held at George's Pond at Hirsch on May 21st. Following the retirement of Sheriff Rodney Arbuckle, new DeSoto Sheriff Jason Richardson will be publicly sworn into office tomorrow. The swearing-in ceremony will take place at 8:30 at the courthouse in DeSoto. Prior to the promotion